Hi guys. So I thought I was done for the day. I don't want to spend obviously all day doing these readings, but I I had to close my computer, went on to do something else, and then I realized, oh, yesterday we heard about this guy Rick Gates. I'd never heard of this guy. I didn't know anything about him, so I just wanted to do a reading about him and and what's going on, what's going to happen to him. So, surprise, surprise. Something interesting came up that I think he's going to work out a deal with Mueller. Okay, he's going to talk. He's going to, I got the card for the deal. So, I mean, again, I could be wrong, but it's just, that's what I'm getting. I'll go over the cards. And I think he has an opportunity. It's saying that at the end he has an opportunity and that he may have some financial issues, but I don't think he goes to jail. Or I don't think because he's able to work out a deal, I think he gets out of it. So I'm doing the reading, the spread I've done for other people that are involved in this investigation. And of course, his information came out yesterday, so we know that he's been indicted. But I want to know, first so I separate the reading into three rows. The first one is Mueller's legal strategy. How does he frame him to the lawyers, right? And then how does he work with Mueller? What does he say? How does he talk? Okay. And if he talks to him, if not, or whatever story he tells. Okay. So, and then what happens at the end? Like what happens to him at the end? What's the final verdict? So I'll start with how Mueller is going to frame his story to his lawyers. Okay. So he's going to say, you have this balanced facade and you have a lot of connections. This is a card of a lot of conversations, but mostly in-person conversations. So a lot of meetings, and you're powerful, you get things done, but you're a snake. You can't be trusted. So you get things done for either you are a snake or work for these snakes, and you have a relationship with these issues. And this snake is also a card of problems, so you have problems because you talk. Okay, or it's possible that because of this, that Mueller already had the conversations recorded. So I don't know exactly what this could mean. And this is interesting because this card was upside down. So this is the card of I call it the quid pro quo card. It's a card of like, you do some, I wash your back, you wash my back, but it's usually a card that it's best associated with, let's say, investors and founders, or somebody that gives you money and gets something back as a return, the give and take. Okay, so it was upside down. So it's showing that there's all these business dealings where somebody owes something, probably debt. Okay, and this is a letter. So it's showing that the letter is a card of written communication and sometimes documents. So what it's showing me here is that Mueller probably has documents and conversations that say that he has debts. Okay, debts and conversations and getting things done for like the snakes. Okay, that's how he frames it. And then this is the really interesting part. So the second row is the row of like, how does he react, or what's his defense? Okay, how does he approach Mueller and how does he react? Okay, so I'll go through the card in I'll call it the backing card. Okay, so this is a card of dog, the loyalty, and justice upright. Okay, and then this means obviously justice and loyalty. Loyalty to justice. Okay, the devil reversed and an ending. Okay, so if we combined how we do this, especially Lenormand, it's like you read a sentence and beginning with two and then threes. It's basically you create a story based on the combination of cards, not necessarily the cards alone. So if you look at this together, this is a card of ending. So the end of a loyalty. Okay, and the devil turned upside down is interesting. It came out before for another reading because it means that he wants to leave the addiction. He wants to leave the mistakes that he has done before or the wrong things. So just this alone tells me that he, okay, sorry. He decides to put an ending to the loyalties he's had because he wants to, atonement is not the right word, but he wants to get away from the wrongness of the things he's done. Okay, so not only I think he becomes loyal to justice itself, but he ends the current loyalty that he has already. Okay. And the interesting part, like, okay, so this is the third set of cards, and we're going to again read to the two of them connected here, is that this ending, what causes this ending is the ring. Okay, the ring card is a card of business or personal oh my God, contracts and agreements. Okay, so because of an agreement he makes, he loses the loyalty. And this card is a card of like fighting, kind of like asserting yourself, fighting for survival, like in a good way. It's like you're confident, you're asserting yourself. So I think when he realizes, I'm just trying to, I know it looks a little bit messy here, like put all the cards on this row. Okay, the row of like his defense, what's the story of his defense, is that this is the order. Okay, the right order. Okay, just here. So it's showing me here that justice has arrived, okay, and he makes a choice, which is to leave, turn around the devil underneath, so to leave behind the sins, literally, okay, like that's the story, and then he wants to assert himself, he wants to survive, basically, and in order to survive, he makes a deal. This is a card of a deal, okay, so that's what I'm getting. I feel like when push comes to shove, he's gonna cut a deal with Mueller, okay. Now, and I'm thinking, okay, could it be that he's being loyal and that he doesn't want to talk? Like, I don't get any, because obviously, given that Mueller has proof, like he supposedly has like the documents and the recorded conversations, whatever he says to defend himself is a lie, because what are you going to say? Like, it's the proof. He already has proof. So since there are no cards here that suggest lying or deceit other than the devil, meaning he wants to actually get away from it, I have the feeling, and again, this card, it's like, to me, it's a dead, what do you call it? This is definitely proof to me that it's a deal. Okay, this is a card of a deal. He made a deal. Okay, so he's gonna get a deal done because he's looking at what's gonna happen or it could happen to him, and he prefers ending the current loyalty that he has and cutting a deal. Because if you think about it, like, I think he's like early 40s or something like that. And Manafort is like 71, isn't he? Something like that. Or I think so. So it's like he's gonna spend, if like he's looking at spending all his time in jail, okay, all his life. Like if he doesn't say anything, he's facing like a long time in jail. Okay, Manafort, in the best case scenario, he does not have more than, I don't know, 10 or 15 years left or whatever you say it. So it's like, if you put yourself in his position, you think, okay, well, what are my options? So it makes sense, like, right? Like logically, it also makes sense that he wouldn't cut a deal, but that's what the cards are saying. And so for the future, it's like, it's saying a little, like, this is like some messages or something. So like, I think he gets a message. He may get like negative messages from people he knows or something like that. But I think that this is a card of opportunity. This is literally a card of one opportunity, something, a small opportunity. So I feel like in the future, he takes the opportunity. He has some problems. Okay, this is a card of like your world, your standing in the world. Like he has some problems. He definitely, obviously, is going to lose. He's going to lose too. Even if he, sorry, the thing just dropped. So even if he cuts a deal, there will be some problems. And the problems are financial. Okay, this is a card of finances. That he's going to be like struggling, like trying to survive or whatever. But the problems are mostly financial. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for him. I don't think that I think he's going to talk, think he's going to cut a deal, and I think he's going to have financial problems after that. But I don't think he's going to go to jail or like spend a lot of time in jail if he does. I don't know. I just feel like once he cuts the deal, then he gets away, or you know what I'm saying, like considering like what he was going to have to deal with if it didn't cut a deal, then that's what happens. Okay, so that's Rick Gates.